There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports, Let Go, Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports, Let Go.
What's going on, everybody? It's the EVP from the EVP Show. I'm back with your last and final LFG Season 3, Episode 16 recap show. This will be it for me, guys, for Season 3. Football season's getting close, and so I got to start adjusting. Obviously, Scoops is my best show, and we went for 3 hours. So it's nothing personal against LFG. Like I said, I've enjoyed covering it. Covered it for the most part for 3 seasons, but I don't know. It's so late. It's hard to get anyone like fully invested in it. So this will be my last LFG show. I'm not sure if they're even back on next week. Didn't really seem like it was the last show. I mean, it had, the ending kind of had someone going up to AAA, but normally they will kind of announce it or whatever. They probably will have a couple more shows, but I mean, the season's getting really close to being done. First off, thank you to everybody that came out to Sunday Night Scoops earlier. Like I said, I hated to start off a show with kind of a tirade. Obviously, Scoops is the show I look forward to the most. But it's just stuff that kind of been boiling over. Just 1 second, guys. Got a text message, so need to take that really quick. One second. So this has been a good season. Like I said, LFG starting from season 1, I mean, you see a lot of the same people that you've seen since the beginning, from season 1 all the way to season 3. But this season has been way different. It's the first 2 seasons was more about the coaches and stuff like that. This season's more about you have to prove yourself to be able to get caught up. As we've seen in the first episode, we had Kendall Gray. She only made it one episode, and she was getting caught up. So, like I said, this season is more about working hands on with the coaches. But at the end of the day, like, it's not about getting points for your coaches or which coach picks the best team or anything like that. It's more about showcasing yourself so that you don't stay in the developmental brand for forever. So I think that's kind of the counterpoint and the key to season 3. I mean, we're 16 episodes in. I think they had a double episode tonight. I don't know for sure, but I didn't catch the first episode. If they did, the only one I caught was the last one. So, like I said, I'm just going to be going over the one. If they had an episode with, I thought they were supposed to be having an episode with Nikita, but I didn't see that one. Like I said, unless they run a double header, I'm unaware. The one that I saw was had Kelly Armstrong kicking it off. So if they did, I do apologize. That's the one that I'll be covering. Like I said, it's been fun. It's just super late. It's so hard to get people in here. It's a Sunday night. People have to get up the next morning and go to work. On top of my voice is pretty much usually shot by the time this time rolls around at night, because we're on scoops for anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, this will be my last LFG show for the foreseeable future. Definitely could look to pick it back up in season 4. We'll just kind of have to look and see where I'm at with the channel and what I have going on. I don't want to make any promises because you never know what's going to come up. So like I said, it has been fun covering the show. But a couple quick things outside of LFG and wrestling. Obviously, I talked about it on Scoops, but we are running a fantasy football league. Me and Tribal Kingpin. It's an ESPN league. We have 7 teams right now, so 12-team league. So we're over halfway full. I know I kind of got started late, but July and the beginning of August was a really busy month. So we are looking to fill it. Normally I have 4 or 5 leagues that's already filled up and ready to go by this time. But like I said, I procrastinated this year, waited till last minute. So, but yeah, if you are interested, it's $25 buy-in, and it's an ESPN league. So it's a lot of people from the community though. You have me and Tribal Kingpin and Carrie, Sean, Stampede. So a lot of people from the community. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting it filled up so that can do some fantasy football, because I love it. Just was a bad turnover from last season, so just kind of how it goes. But it's not normally very many people in here for LFG, so just gonna kind of make the best of what it is and just kind of rock with it. So, but this is your LFG season 3, episode 16 recap show. Like I said, was this the last LFG? Kingpin. I was just promoting the fantasy football league. I've been like hitting people up on Facebook. It's crazy, man, because you know, I almost called you on Twitter earlier, but my voice is like shot still from scoops. But I mean, this time last year, I had 4 leagues. I mean, I literally filled like 2 or 3 leagues on Sleeper in like a day, with like way higher, like $50 buy-ins. So it's just crazy. I don't know what's going on this season. Normally you have your core. Like I said, a lot of drama, a lot from last season. For me, like I said, I have so many. Like I have 3 sleeper leagues that's just sitting there, or like just waiting to be filled, and a couple of ESPN leagues. I believe I had 5 leagues last year. So I'm definitely just hoping to get one filled. I knew it would probably be really difficult to start over with my big league. Like it was people that I've been playing with for the last 7 to 10 years. A bunch of drama last year, falling out. So it sucks. At the end of the day, it sucks to have to start over. And I thought like Facebook, yeah, it is, man, but it's so much harder. Like I said, because a lot of these guys, like I played in their leagues, and obviously, like I'm not in their leagues anymore. And I mean, I filled 2 sleeper leagues last year just through Twitter, in probably like 2 days. So it's, I don't know, it's difficult. You don't never really know when somebody's a bot on Twitter. I don't know if this was the last episode of LO2 though. This is my last episode of LO2. As I was talking about, is the channel is obviously expanding. Got a lot of things cooked up with sports. Talked to Miami earlier. We're going to be kicking off NFL in about 4 weeks on Tuesdays. So that's going to kind of double me back up on Tuesdays instead of Sundays. I think I need to just keep Sunday open, to be honest with you, because Scoops is my #1 show on YouTube. And I honestly don't care how long it lasts, whether it's 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever. I try to get everybody's questions answered. But it is a chance to start a bigger network, and more organized, but it's just, I never thought it would be this difficult. I did procrastinate. I did procrastinate a lot. Obviously, that's my fault, but I've just been busy, man. Like YouTube is very time consuming. And I stream pretty much every day, which is my own doing. Like I'm the one that makes my schedule and everything. So yeah, it's very time consuming. And once I told you in DMs, like once SummerSlam was over, I was gonna try to like go full force. I thought that making a couple of posts and having some recognizable cappers and stuff retweet that it would fill up in no time. I mean, I got it in my me and Miami Sports Discord, and I got it in the wrestling Discord as well. Um, yeah, it's just I got it in 3 Discords and Facebook and Twitter, and it's still not full. So, like I said, we still got 20 days, but I don't want to wait till. I don't like to wait till the last week to fill it up. Because I mean, I still have to collect payments, and sometimes that was the biggest pain in the ass for me last year was trying to figure out a way for everybody to pay, because not everybody has PayPal or Cash App, or like some people only have Venmo. I don't have Venmo, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm hoping we can at least get this one filled. It'd be fun. Like I said, it's people from the community. I'm really surprised it hasn't filled up. Like I said, there's a lot of sports fans, but I mean, the $25 is really cheap. Like normally I don't even play in leagues that's less than $25. So, I figured we would have filled it up like in the first day, but we'll see how it goes. We still got a week or two to find 5 teams. Like I said, one of the guys that signed up was supposed to have 2 guys, but they haven't signed up. So I don't know. I can't wait around for people like that. Do you know if LFG had 2 episodes tonight? Because when I saw it was advertised, well, like one of the shows were advertised that was going to feature Nikita. The one that I watched did not have Nikita on it at all. And like I said, I don't know if this was the last episode of LFG. So it ended with somebody getting called up, but they never said, this is what's going to happen next week. I don't know if it's anywhere close to being done, truthfully. Google said like 40 something episodes or 20 something episodes. I'm just like, yeah, it's just too late. I can't do it. Football's coming up, and it's hard to get people to watch 11:30, or it's already midnight on the East Coast. So, it's just really difficult to, it's killing my YouTube numbers, truthfully. I mean, I'm just being 100% honest. That's one of the biggest reasons. It's destroying my YouTube numbers. So, that's why I got rid of TNA. I mean, there's a lot of people in TNA that I like, Dana Black and Nick Nemeth and all them, but if it's not going to help my channel, then it's got to go. So at the end of the day, nothing is better than scoops. It doesn't matter what show it is. So yeah, it's different on some sources. All I know is there is a 17th episode. Apparently, that's just crazy. It sucks. Like I said, I hate to disappoint. I started this at the beginning. I've had to miss a couple of episodes, but this is pretty much it for me. It's 8/16 is the last episode. Is that what you're telling me? August the 16th, which is next Sunday. So next Sunday is the last episode. Did they do a double show tonight? I only saw I think the last one with Callie Armstrong and all that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this is it for me. Like I said, we'll see where it goes. The next episode, not last. Holy shit. How long is this fucking shit going? This is crazy. Yeah. I can't. It's got to be done for me after tonight. Unfortunately, I've covered about 80% of the season, so I need to have Sunday kind of opened up. Scoops. I feel like I have to kind of rush a little bit on Scoops, even though it went 3 fucking hours today. I still feel a little bit rushed because I know that I gotta hurry up and try to eat dinner and get a shower, and then I got to get ready to watch LFG, and then I'm up till 1 a.m. When I haven't even fucking watched Big Brother yet. So there you go. Big Brother's killing it. I'm super happy that Miami was on board with me bringing it on. Reality TV is kind of where it's at. It may not be like striking it on the YouTube number side, but just the overall views on my ex, I'm getting over 100. DWE television's getting over 100. I get 25, 30. I don't really know how to reach out more to the Big Brother community. I think that's something I'm gonna work on now that this next week I also have Saturday off, so I'm gonna work on that to try to see how I can reach that portion of the community. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, when I looked a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to Miami about it. I was like, I don't know when this shit's over with. Like, we got 4 weeks until football season. I can't, when me and Miami start recapping, it's going to be on Tuesday nights, which is going to double me up again, which is fine. But I can't double. I'm not going to double up on Tuesdays and Sundays. So it's kind of like, you got to make a choice, and NFL starting up. So I enjoyed doing it with Miami last year. Probably have to grab the Survivor community since they cross over with Big Brother. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Big Brother is so big, though. Like, the community is just so big. This episode, or this week right here, is fucking wild. So I don't know if you've been watching the feed, but it is, plans have changed like every day. It's definitely a power. It's something I talked about in episode 4. It's kind of a power shift in the game. So now I feel like it's pretty much anybody's game to win. When the first 4 weeks it was kind of dominated by the big alliance in the house, but that alliance has completely crumbled, so to speak. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins the blockbuster. I know who won veto, obviously. With a toll shed pretty much donezo. So like I said, Devins has still got that diamond power vetoes. So I don't know. Everybody's really dumb when it comes to D and Devins. They want to keep them around till jury, but I don't think that's very smart. I mean, I don't know if they realize this, but D won fucking Survivor. I mean, she's not a joke. You know what I mean? Like, too many tools on the show. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the group kind of broke up because of D. She flipped the vote last week, and I think she's in a bad position now. I truly do. She's not winning any comps, so I don't know if it's what she's doing, if she's throwing shit or what. Seems like she may have thrown the veto. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, or seen it on the feeds or whatever, but I don't know. It's definitely a power shift in the house, so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, if they're both not on the block together, then Devins is going to play that diamond power veto. So we'll see. Devins has her back. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I don't think Kama is with her anymore. We got, it's going to be a great episode Thursday. It's a lot of fucking drama. Like I said, the You got the Melody, Mallory, Drew Barrett connection. Comet won the beta. Yeah, Comet won the beta. I didn't know that's what you're at. I didn't know if you knew or not. Yeah, Comet. He beat Barrett. It was down to him and Barrett at the end. Would have been interesting to see if Barrett had won, who Lala would have put up when Barrett took us up off the block. So now we got Haley, Chuck, and Barrett going to the Blockbuster. Comet's 100% not using the veto, which truthfully he probably should. He probably should take Barrett down, and Lala should probably put up one of the icons, but they ain't gonna do it. And I think they're making a big mistake. So the longer you leave D in the game, she's eventually gonna wake up and start winning comp. So she just doesn't have the backing like she did in Survivor, where you can't win out in Big Brother. It's going to be difficult for her, especially with Kamo still in there. If they can't get him out soon, I think he's probably going to win. Well, I don't know. A lot of people are still bitter towards him. I don't think he wins the game. I don't care if he gets to the end or not. I don't think he wins. They're already talking about being bitter if he gets to the end. So Kamo's in a bad spot, even though he's really not. I don't think he wins the game. So even if he gets to the end, so I think anybody against Kamo at the end wins, in my opinion. We'll see. We got Haley, Chuck, and Barrett going to the Blockbuster Thursday night. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think Haley's a goner unless she wins Blockbuster. And I think if she does, I think Chuck's gone. Because they're not voting Barrett out over Chuck. They're just not. So Toolshed's done. Hopefully D and Devins can recover. But a different game now. A lot of power still out there. Still got the Coin of Destiny. Got the replay where you can play HOH back to back. And then you got you got to thank for Mallory, huh? Do you like Mallory? Mallory's got a chance. I just don't think she's lined up with the right people. I think she's trying to do too much on her own. I still can't fucking believe that Melody is Catherine Woodman's sister. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. So it's just crazy. Anyway, this isn't Big Brother, but it's good to chat about it. Obviously, I haven't even seen tonight's episode. I don't really need to. I know who won HOH. I know who the noms are. I know that the noms changed. It was originally supposed to be Kamo, Drew, and Barrett, and she flipped right before noms. Kamo flipped her. He would have won veto anyway, looks like. So, yeah. I guess Lala kind of saved her own ass with that. So we'll see. I think Haley probably goes home. If she doesn't, Chuck unfortunately is going to be the casualty this week. So Mallory was my pick to win. Ian Terry. Yeah, he's great. I love Nicole. I don't know. I like Nicole. Not a big fan of Cody Calafori, but he was a fucking animal at comps. Tyler Crispin was really good at comps too. Mallory is very underrated. It sucks that she got America's vote and she got a disadvantage, because I think if she would have been able to get a power, she would have at least made it to jury. She's just sitting on the wrong side of the house, I think. Even though the house is shifted, I still feel like she basically is lined up with Melody, Drew, and Barrett, who's not going to win shit. So it'll be interesting to see if Mallory can get to the end, especially with the side of the house that she's been on. That side of the house that's kind of been dominated this whole season. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of new alliances start to form. So hopefully, I should have done like a Big Brother pool. Like I said, it's mind boggling though that we don't have this fantasy football league. I feel like I should already be working on a sleeper league or on a second league by now. It's mind boggling. I guess everybody's already like locked in because a couple people I messaged on Facebook that I know that plays. They're in a shit ton of leagues already. So yeah, if I'm gonna be pretty pissed if I can't fill one fucking league, I can tell you that. I'm promoting it hard. I will tomorrow as well. So I think Carrie says she might have somebody from work. So that'll get us down to 4. If we can get down to like 1 or 2, then like I said, we just gotta. When it comes to this shit, you gotta hustle it, man. Because if you just be like, oh, it'll fill itself, you'll run out of time. So can't do that. Anyway, let's get into the LFG show. This is my last LFG recap for season 3. I plan to do a season 4, but I don't want to make you guys any promises. I have a lot of plans in the works for this channel, especially as I approach 400 and 500 subscribers. I'm going to still be dipping around a little bit in reality television. Obviously some sports stuff and baseball next season. Probably be doing a morning show with everybody, with the best. If I can figure out how to do a split screen on here where I can show like everything on Prop Finder and stuff like that, it may be better for me just to go live on Twitter for that, truthfully, because I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but I know people that just started doing that and they got like 5,000 subscribers on YouTube already. So people love that shit. So I gotta go where the iron kind of strikes hot. I mean, reality TV is definitely up there for me on the channel as far as like views and stuff like that, but it's not ever gonna bring in stuff like sports. So but let's get into it. This is the LFG season 3 episode 16 recap show. It will be my last LFG show until further notice. I will let you guys know moving forward if I will cover season 4. We will see. No guarantees, like I said, because you never know what's going to come up. So I've kind of minimized my schedule a little bit with NFL coming up. So not only will I have Saturdays off unless it's a PLE, I only have scoops on Sunday, and I really want to like focus and hammer down on scoops because, like I said, I'm only 80 subscribers away now from 400. We dipped a little bit on the likes today, but we did get 11 or 10 or 11 or something like that. So we're still doing pretty good. So the show opened up with she is already a mainstay in the women's NXT title picture. Callie Armstrong. A lot of stuff that didn't really know about Callie. Obviously coming into the show opened up. She was running, obviously in training. She used to be a track and field runner, which I had no idea about that. Truthfully, she also holds the world record in the sprint melody relay, which is crazy. She was so fast. When she was wrestling tonight, I was like, holy shit, like that shoulder tackle she did to Chantel Monroe to win the match, it was kind of like, damn, that's like Brian Breaker-esque or whatever for me. So she said she ran the first leg of the sprint melody. She's super fast. She talked about how, sports and being athletic, you can kind of bring that into professional wrestling. So kind of a great intro there on Callie Armstrong and a little bit of like background history on her. and she is fast. She's really fast in the ring. So we see Matt Bloom. Obviously he is featured very heavily this season. Didn't see too much of him in season 1 or season 2. Different coaches tonight. We got, well, it's the same people, but no Natty, and no Booker T tonight. We got Bubba Ray Dudley, Kevin Owens, and Johnny Gargano. He finally got off the plank to coach tonight. So the first matchup is going to be the lady I was talking about at the beginning of the few minutes ago that opened the show. It is Callie Armstrong. She's going to be going one-on-one with Chantel Monroe. Johnny Gargano is going to be coaching that. And then second match will be Kevin Owens is going to be coaching. It's going to be Romeo Moreno going one-on-one with Trill London, who's just coming back from an injury. And then in the main event, Bubba Ray Dudley. We're going to see, which I've covered Elijah pretty much this whole season. I feel like almost every episode has been about Elijah, but Elijah Holyfield and Apollo Crews in a tag team match against Cam Hendricks and Harley. Was it Harley Riggins or Harley? Let me see. I think it was Harley Riggins. Find out in just a second. Harley Riggins, yeah. So Harley Riggins and Cam Hendricks against Elijah Holyfield and Apollo Crews in the main event. So it opens up, and they're talking about Callie Armstrong. They call her a generational talent. They also said that, or this is coming from Matt Bloom. Chantel Monroe, obviously, she's still wearing the face mask, but she's fighting to be noticed. So I believe I covered her a couple episodes ago. She had a really good match. Very athletic. Definitely a bright future for Chantel. Johnny Gargano is the coach. It's going to be a heel versus heel match, which in the developmental is a little bit more difficult to navigate. Johnny and KO were talking about that. So Romeo Moreno, they said he's quirky and a little bit distracting. He likes to do big moves. So that's something that they were going to work on tonight. Trill's back from medical. He has some sort of injury. He can fly. Bubba Ray's getting Elijah and Apollo versus Cam and Harley. Elijah, they said Elijah just really needs reps. His timing and spacing issues is really the only thing that's stopping him. And Bubba Ray got on Elijah during his last match with Chris Island, where he wasn't selling with his head up. So that's something that they definitely fixed tonight. Bubba said Elijah didn't like to be told how it was. So let's get into it. Callie Armstrong on one-on-one with Chantel Monroe, both heels. So Chantel and Callie are talking before the match. They actually came into the developmental together. They trained together over a year and a half. They're very familiar with each other. It's going to be a heel versus heel. Johnny said this doesn't really follow the normal structure of what a match should be. So he said that the heel versus heel is going to be a very interesting dynamic, and it's definitely a tall order for the crowd for the reaction wise, because you still, he said the goal is to let the crowd choose for who they want to cheer for. And that's something I talk about a lot in the recaps. Like, I really don't like the face versus face or the heel versus heel, because it's just, I don't know, it's kind of bland to me, but they definitely made it work. So Callie Armstrong said before the match that Chantel is a dog and will bring it. So Chantel Monroe, she comes out first. She still has that face mask on for protection, which we saw a couple of weeks ago. So Callie comes out next. The match starts off. Chantel and Callie are battling it out. And they go to the outside of the ring. Chantel is showing a lot of aggression on the outside of the ring, throwing Callie into the ringside apron and even the steps. Like I said, this is two heels working on each other. And in order to get the crowd invested, you got to be able to. Something important for the developmental talent like this is you got to be able to know how to work as a heel and also as a baby face, because you have to be able to. You got to get the crowd invested. If the crowd's not invested, then it's not going to happen. So it's not, your career is going to be very short in the world of professional wrestling. So after Chantel throws Callie into the outside of the ring apron, she begins to taunt the crowd. Chantel is really taking on to this heel persona. So the announcers are giving Chantel and Callie Armstrong some similar small comparisons to the one and only Bianca Belair, which is big, big shoes to fill, but definitely a great compliment. If you're coming into the business, is to be able to be compared to someone like Bianca Belair. We're hoping to see her back in action, but you never know what's going to happen. So, but congratulations to Bianca. She just had her baby and stuff. So, they talk about how Callie Armstrong's favorite in this matchup. She has very high expectations. She set the bar high for herself. So later on the match, Chantel hits a big kick, and then she hits the meaty aura on Callie Armstrong, but Callie kicks out at a count of 2. Both ladies are just completely bringing it in the middle of the ring. The crowd is behind it. So step 1 is already done. You got the crowd invested. Even though it's a heel versus heel, the crowd is absolutely invested in this match. The fans are invested. Kaya and Johnny are watching backstage. They love it. They're battling in the middle of the ring. They're both just continuously throwing haymakers. This was a very hard-hitting contest. And Chantel held her own. You know, you would think looking at them that it would be a complete mismatch, but Chantel Monroe definitely held her own against Callie Armstrong. Callie goes for a big slam, but Chantel reverses it and hits a shining wizard, which would have been the end of the match, but Callie Armstrong, showing a little bit of the seasoned grizzled vet, rolls out of the ring. So then Chantel goes to try to grab her through the ropes, and Callie Armstrong sticks her thumb right in the eye. I mean, just classic old school heel. The old thumb to the eye. Ric Flair, probably one of the best to ever do it. That's one of his old school moves. So then she gets back in the ring, and she hits Chantel Monroe with a monster spear. I'm talking about she nailed her with the spear. She got all of it. So then this is the part for me that was the most impressive about this match, and something that I talked about at the beginning. Once we start talking about LFG, is the speed factor for Callie Armstrong. She is a world record holder for speed. She literally runs back and forth. Like, I was like, holy shit, like it's like we're watching Braun Breaker. She was so fast. She goes back and forth several times and then ends up hitting Chantel Monroe with a monster shoulder tackle, and she sold it really well. She flipped, like completely flipped all the way around. And Callie Armstrong gets the pinfall for the 1, 2, 3. So big, huge win for Callie Armstrong. But I will say that both ladies killed it. The aggressiveness, the selling, the being able to both work as heels, I feel like was just phenomenal from both ladies. Chantel, definitely an underdog in the match, but was definitely able to hold her own against Callie. But Callie Armstrong, she's in the NXT Women's Championship title picture. So she's going to be there for a while. She's going to be knocking on Kendall Gray's door for quite some time. So Callie Armstrong wins. I labeled it as major Braun Breaker type speed on a shoulder tackle. After the match, Johnny's still off the plank. He says that Chantel's stuff is really good. They both have effort and explosiveness that Johnny has said he's never seen in here. So big compliment from Johnny Gargano. Mad Bloom talking to both ladies, said both were studs. The finish was great, and then that both bring out the best in each other. Future is bright for Chantel and Callie Armstrong. So congrats to Callie Armstrong for picking up the pinfall victory over Chantel Monroe with a big, huge shoulder tackle, but it was a lot more to it than that. She used her speed and agility. It was more of a Braun Breaker type move, but Callie Armstrong gets the victory in the opening match against Chantel Monroe. So both ladies killed it, in my opinion. Great match all the way around. So we'll go to match number 2. This match did not impress me, truthfully. I know Trill London is a former NFL athlete. Romeo Moreno was known the last time I covered this show as Jaime Garcia. He's obviously Romeo Moreno on NXT, if you guys are big NXT fans. So, Romeo talked about he loves the new name change. He said, once you get to the level in the wrestling business where you get your particular name, like you got to just kind of own it. Trill London, former NFL star, just coming back from a long injury, a little hiatus. I haven't seen him. I don't think I've covered him since like very early on in season 3. Trill London said that Romeo Moreno is absolutely electric. A lot of similarities. Trill said he's excited to be back from an injury. KO is going to be coaching Trill and Romeo. He said that both men are talented, athletic, but both don't get the best out of what they can do. He said it's hard to get invested when nothing looks difficult. And basically what he means by that is that Romeo and Trill are known for the high flying, the aerial, coming off the top rope, doing swantons, over the ring, or over the ropes onto the floor. So what KO is talking about is, even though they're both super talented, like he's looking at it from a fan's point of view, and he says that it's very hard to get invested if the fans don't think what they're doing as professional wrestlers is difficult, then how are they going to really get invested in it? So it's definitely, KO is actually my favorite coach this season. I love the way he dissects stuff. But he told him it's hard to get invested when nothing looks difficult. He said the audience wants to think wrestling is more difficult. So basically, that's just basically what I went over. KO also encourages Romeo to pull back a little bit of movement. He talks about, hey, when you get up to the NXT roster, or when you get up to Raw, or you get up to SmackDown, or you get up to AAA, you can kind of let all that aerial stuff out. But while you're working down here in the developmental, like, you got to be focused more on telling a story, not just that you can go up to the top rope and flip, or you can do a swanton bomb off the top rope. Trill London kind of reminds me of a lot of Jeff Hardy in the younger days. He definitely patterns a lot of his moves from Jeff Hardy. So, but KO told them, most importantly, and like I said, this is why KO is definitely my favorite coach on season 3. He told them, more than anything, be safe out there, because he knows firsthand one wrong move, and obviously he was out with a neck injury for over a year and a half. So Romeo Moreno is out first. This is going to be a babyface versus a babyface match. So we just saw Chantel and Callie in a heel versus heel. This is actually going to be a babyface matchup, 2 babyfaces. Trill London's out after Romeo. This is Trill London's first match back in a while. He's been out with an injury. He has an uphill battle, but the announcers say that Trill London has a specific aura about him. So that's a very common terminology that's used on the main roster about certain stars, is that aura. So he's a former NFL player. So the match starts off, and it was just a lot of arm drags back and forth. Romeo, and then Trill would hit an arm drag, and Romeo would hit an arm drag. So like the coaches were like, all right, what are they doing here? Like there's no they're not snapping it through on the arm drag. So the announcer said this is going to be one of the most highly entertaining matches of the night. Both men will absolutely be putting the foot on the gas. A lot of high impact offense from Romeo, but a ton of agility from Trill. So, like I said in the back, KO said no. There was absolutely no whip from the arm drags. So, when you got these coaches that shout out to the wise man for reposting. When you got these coaches like KO, Bubba Ray, Booker T, Johnny Gargano, people that have this much wrestling knowledge and experience in the business, you know, I think Cam Hendricks kind of said it best in the main event. In order to get better, you have to either be in the ring with somebody better or you have to be a sponge. And I use that word a lot in my recap shows about this younger talent from NXT. You have to be able to be a sponge. You got to be able to adapt and listen and take constructive criticism and apply that. It's with any job, whether you're a landscaper or you're a bricklayer or you work behind the desk at a computer or a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist. Every day, it goes for content creators too, or anything you have passion for, you want to be able to get better. You can't never be complacent and say, oh, I'm the best, because there's always somebody that's better. So I definitely understand what they're coming from on that. You always want to come. For me, I know as a content creator, every time I get on this microphone, whether I'm covering LFG or talking about Big Brother or NFL or Raw or SmackDown, I always want to try to do a better episode than what I did before. So kind of applies to anything I like. So Romeo then goes up top, hits a big missile drop kick. Like I said, we're about almost 50 minutes in, so we'll go a little bit over an hour tonight. This is the last show for LFG. Romeo hits a missile drop kick from the top rope, but Trill London kicks out. And he begins to wear Trill London down. So, like I said, they both are baby faces, but the announcers seem to definitely make a mention that Romeo is applying stuff that he learned from KO, that it's not all about the big moments, the big moves, because he's focusing on one part of the body and starting to try to wear Trill down. He knows, so in order to sell the match, Trill is a high flyer. So what do you do with the high flyer? You you work on the lower body, you work on the legs, work on the knees. Without that, they're not going to be able to get up on the top rope and fly. So I love to see that from Romeo. He begins to wear Trill down. But then Trill fires back. So Romeo goes immediately back to that knee that he's been working on of Trill to try to take away his aerial assault, like I said earlier. Romeo applies a semi-Boston Crab, but then Trill gets to the ropes, but then Romeo pulls him back to the middle of the ropes and completely cinches it in, big time. Trill ends up escaping from that. So Trill's kind of in the corner. He's definitely selling the knee, doing a really good job of selling the knee injury. But Romeo Moreno runs into the corner, and Trill just kind of flips over and lands on his feet. So KO and them backstage immediately was like, oh my God, he's been selling this knee injury, but now he just did a kip up and flipped over, and he's not selling the knee. So that's definitely, I know from a fan's perspective, if you're watching the crowd, you see somebody that has been getting their knee decimated the entire match, and then they just start flipping everywhere. You're kind of like, oh, is this really believable? This is just crazy. So then Trill does a lot of high impact moves. He does flip over. He goes, so he gets Romeo to the outside. He does a swanton bomb over the top rope onto Romeo Moreno. Then he gets him back into the ring. And then Trill London hits the Swanton Bomb, aka Jeff Hardy type move, off the top rope for the 1, 2, 3. So Trill London, in his first match back in a while from injury, picks up the victory over over Romeo Moreno. For me, I didn't think the match was great. It wasn't terrible. Trill, you can tell, still very green, very athletic. The guy has it all the way around athletically. Obviously, former NFL player, so it's, no surprise there. But where he kind of lost me was when he was selling the knee, and then he all of a sudden just the knees just you just don't see that on the main roster very often. So. And also when he hit his finisher, when he hit that swanton off the swanton bomb off the top rope, it kind of looked to me similar, like maybe he botched it a little bit. But that's just my opinion. Also, during the Cali Chantel match, which they had Johnny Gargano, but they also had Jazz working with them as well, which is phenomenal. So after the match, KO says beginning was just wrestling to get to the cool shit. So, as I stated before, KO said, look, let's not worry more about the movement, but more about finding yourself in the square circle and getting the crowd invested. So, he said, KO's phenomenal. He said, what we do in this ring is reactionary. So when you don't sell that knee that Romeo is working on, you're gonna get the fans they're gonna lose interest. I mean, I did, watching it on TV. He talks about how Trill forgot that his knee was injured. He avoided to sell his knee, but he did say that it was super impressive how flying. KO says for him, he sees a lot of himself in Romeo Moreno. So I think KO, it seemed like, while he was impressed by Trill, it looked like he obviously was way more impressed with Romeo Moreno, which we do see Romeo on the main NXT roster. So Matt Bloom, after the match, said that they both have good chemistry together. And he said a quote that I absolutely love. He said, the art of register is more important than the art of show. And what that means is the product that you put out there is more the art of the red. So when you go out there, you're telling a story. That is the most important thing in professional wrestling. It's not about how high you can fly, how fast you can run. If you're not telling that story and you don't have that audience on the edge of their seat or saying this is awesome or holy shit or whatever chants that the fans usually say, then what are you doing? Because the next time you wrestle, the fans are going to be like, oh, well, it's time to go to the bathroom or time to go get some popcorn or go to the concession stand or go buy some merchandise or something. So the art of register is more important than the art of the show. So Matt says that for him, it was okay, but he said the blows just did not look very impactful. He tells Trill, like some of the punches he delivered just didn't look like punches that would be delivered by a grown man, which I 100% agree with him. But Trill just came back from injury. He is very green, so there's that. But Romeo said he enjoyed working with Trill. Trill said him and Romeo are like best friends, and it's a rivalry. So he said, looks forward to working with with Romeo in the future. So we go to the main event of the evening. It's going to be Cam Hendricks and Harley Riggins, which kind of a tag team that's kind of been put together through this developmental system. It's going to be going up against Apollo Crews and Elijah Holyfield. Not going to go into a complete backstory if you guys have been watching me cover this product, but Apollo Crews has kind of been mentoring Elijah Holyfield this whole season. Elijah Holyfield has been on LFG since season 1. he suffered I think it was a right bicep injury, which he was out for, I believe 6 months or something like that. So he's been a real focal point of season 3. So Bubba Ray says that Elijah has to keep his head up selling when he's talking to him pre-match. He said that the worst part about what he if he does that tonight is it's not only going to affect him, it's going to affect his partner Apollo, which is 100% correct. Bubba Ray said when he was watching Cam Hendricks and Harley and Apollo and Elijah, work. That's one thing I do like about the show. You get to see them rehearsing the match before. You don't see that on the main roster. Bubba Ray said just from watching what they're doing before they even get in the ring, he was not emotionally invested at all. And they're practicing. So Cam and Harley have Elijah in the corner, and so Bubba Ray wants Elijah to fire out of that corner with a double clothesline. He calls it the Road Warrior 101 on clothesline, which they show kind of a clip of how the Road Warriors would get thrown into the ring, to the ring post or the corner, and that one would just fire out with a double clothesline, and that's what Bubba Ray wanted to instill into Elijah Holyfield. Cam Hendricks talked about he wants to get better. So then Bubba Ray tells Cam and Harley that if Elijah isn't picking his face up, to pick it up for him. Pick that face up and make sure that the fans see that face. That was Bubba's biggest concern with Elijah's last match against Chris Allen, is he was not selling that he was keeping his head down, trying to sell with his head down. Nobody can see you with your face down in the mat. So that was really the biggest concern there. Bubba said he is designing this match to give all 4 men the best opportunity to succeed. I'm sorry, not exceed. So that's the main event. We get Harley and Cam out after Elijah and Apollo come out. Obviously, Apollo Crews is a legend in WWE, former U.S. champion, I believe, maybe IC champion as well. So great mentor for Elijah Holyfield. They kind of look very similar to each other. Shout out to the WWE media page for reposting the stream. We have a pretty decent number for LFG, 53 people. This is my last episode, guys. So I do want to tell you guys I've enjoyed it. 3 seasons. I didn't really get to cover season 2 very much. But it's very late, so it's hard to get a whole lot of people in here invested. But I've covered about 85-90%. I know Kingpin said that there's going to be a couple more episodes, but this is it for me, guys, for LFG for this season. We'll see what. Obviously, I'll go through the rest of this match, but we'll see what happens. It could be a season 4 for me. We'll see. Anything can happen. It just kind of. We're gonna play it by ear. So I do love LFG, so we'll see. I'll still watch it. I'm just not gonna cover the rest of the season. I think they have a couple more episodes. So definitely a good match. Harley and Cam. Well, first off, Bubba Ray said he doesn't like the entrance from Harley and Cam. So Cam Hendricks is Showtime. Obviously, he's interviewed with Mason Rook on NXT television, and also he's Maxine Dupree's husband, in case you guys didn't know. So Harley and Cam then cut the ring in half. Had a couple of personal things going on during this main event, so I didn't get the full detailed recap on it. I was kind of taking notes and listening to somebody else talking at the same time, but the match was pretty good. Back and forth. Harley and Cam seemed like they worked really well together. So the biggest takeaway from this was Bubba Ray kind of basically walked them through the way he would have wanted the match done. And, that's a different philosophy. I think Bubba Ray's great, but one of the best tag team wrestlers of all time, obviously with the Dudley Boys, but KO, I feel like he kind of lets them do their own thing, and then he kind of goes into what he feels like they can improve. But but Bubba Ray's a little bit more hands-on. I believe Natty's kind of the same way. Get to the finish of the match. Apollo Crews goes up top and hits the frog splash off the top rope for the 1, 2, 3 on Harley Riggins. So Apollo Crews and Elijah Holyfield have beaten Cam Hendricks and Harley Riggins. Really good match. I liked everything about it. You could definitely tell it had the Bubba Ray Dudley stamp on it. But Elijah Holyfield and Apollo Crews win in the main event. So they're all 4 men are back through the curtain to Gorilla. They're all celebrating, high-fiving. Bubba says, "What did the people tell you?" And they said they were popping. Cam Hendricks said the crowd was popping from start to finish. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So for anybody that's watched this show or doesn't watch this show or watches developmental, it's all about the crowd. It's all about telling a story. It's all about keeping your crowd invested, because they're people that spend money to come watch these shows. If you're not invested, you see these people on the card, you're going to be like, well, I'll just go to the movies instead. I'm not going to go waste my money if I'm not invested. So you got to tell the story. So they did a really good job of that. Bubba Ray says, very good. He said, I gave you guys a simple recipe, and you guys absolutely delivered. Cam Hendricks and Harley said the crowd popped all night. Harley just said, we ate. We're just better. Apollo Crews then says that him and Elijah and Harley and Cam absolutely killed it tonight. So, at the very end of the episode, and normally when we see this, somebody is going to get caught up. So I remember episode 1, I believe it was, Kendall Gray, and it was episode 2 or 3, we saw Drake Monroe, which we're now seeing now on AAA. So when you go into a room with Shawn Michaels, then you know that it's either something really bad or something really good. Apollo Crews was also in the room as well. So Elijah walks in. Shawn said, come on in. He tells Elijah, he said, now coming in the door, you are a very valued prospect coming into the door. He said, we were lucky to be able to get you in here. He talks about his journey from season 1 all the way to season 3, and he tells Elijah Holyfield that an opportunity has come about, an opportunity for him to go to AAA and show the world what Elijah Holyfield truly is about. So Elijah Holyfield was called up to AAA, just like Drake Monroe. So I don't know if he's there now. I don't watch AAA that much, but it looks like he was called up to AAA. He said your possibilities are endless and that you will be with your former coach, which I believe Undertaker coached Elijah in either season 1 or season 2. I'd have to go back and look, but he definitely coached him. But the Undertaker's in AAA. So then Elijah talks about how much he loved LFG, that it threw him into the fire so fast, and that is what prepared him for what's next. And he said he absolutely can't wait to go to AAA. Obviously, they showed a lot of the action from AAA. It's weird though, because even though I feel like Elijah is definitely ready to be caught up, because at the end of the day, the majority of this season has been about Elijah Holyfield. But if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that he was going to be called up to AAA, I would have been like, you're crazy. He's not a high flyer. Most of those guys over there in AAA with the luchadors and stuff are very aerial high flyers. But, whatever Shawn Michaels says and whatever he sees, obviously, Shawn Michaels is one of the GOATs. So if he says so, then that's just the way it is. So let's kind of give you a quick recap again. So in the opening match, we have Callie Armstrong and Chantel Monroe one-on-one. And Callie Armstrong picked up the pinfall victory over Chantel Monroe with a speedy, very Brian Breaker-esque type shoulder tackle for the 1, 2, 3. definitely, in my opinion, my favorite match on the card. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Callie is on the NXT women's roster in the main event scene. She's absolutely phenomenal. So I loved everything about that match. And then the second match we had Romeo Moreno. Um, he lost to Trill London. Trill London beat him with the Swanton Bomb off the top rope. Obviously, Trill's just going back for an injury. Romeo, obviously, we see him on every Tuesday night. If you join me for the NXT recap, you will see Trill London, or me talking about Romeo Moreno. Trill London, I don't even know if he's still with the company. I think maybe he was part of the roster cut. I'm not 100% sure. But wishing the best of luck, whatever he's doing. I know he's a former NFL player. In the main event, we saw Apollo Crews, Elijah Holyfield defeat Showtime, Cam Hendricks, and Harley Riggins in a hard-fought, very good tag team match. I think Harley Riggins is amazing. Cam Hendricks is obviously Showtime. He's in the main event scene, obviously on NXT. And Elijah Holyfield absolutely dominated season 3. He's definitely the MVP for me for season 3. I also love on the women's side, Kelly Armstrong and Nikita Lyons. I feel like those are my 2 MVPs on the women's side. Harley Riggins was great. I think Tristan Angels, I think he's definitely one of my favorites from season 3 as well. And then at the very end, we see that Elijah Holy put all the hard work, everything he's been through with the bicep tear and the surgery, and being away from wrestling for 6 months, he does eventually end up getting called up to AAA. So that's it, guys. We're an hour and 7 minutes in. Thank you so much. 68 people watching. That's phenomenal. It's literally like almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Going to do some shout outs really quick. From Travel Kingpin, thank you, brother. Always showing support. I appreciate it. And congratulations again on winning that 1 month subscription to the news channel. Hopefully you enjoy it. I didn't think the wheel was ever going to pick you, brother. But you got in there. It picked you when it mattered. So you're definitely a huge supporter of mine. Been coming. Think you're pretty much coming to almost every one of my shows. So thank you for that. And you're definitely my co-part in my fantasy football this year. So hopefully we can get a league going. We get to play against each other and have some fun. So look forward to that. Also, shout out to the Wise Man for reposting the stream. We almost had 70 views, which is really good for this show. So once again, thank you guys so much. I want to tell everybody thank you so much especially for the turnout for Sunday Night Scoops. Over 200 people came into the stream, whether it was through YouTube or through Twitter. Over 10 likes again on the stream. So somebody will win a month into the exclusive news channel. So this is it, guys, for LFG. As much as I have enjoyed covering it, I think this is definitely it for me for season 3. I'll probably, like I said, I'll watch the last couple episodes, but it's time for me to start transferring over back into Doubleheader Tuesdays with Miami. Starting in about 2 or 3 weekish, something like that. 3 weeks. Me and Miami will be back on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. to do the EVP Miami NFL recap show. And then obviously later on that night, I'll be moving over to cover NXT. So that's kind of how it was at the beginning when I first started. So we're kind of going full circle. But I do want to thank everybody that took the time out and stayed up late with me on Sunday nights. Was able to come to both shows. Doubleheader Sundays has been a lot of fun over the course of the last 4 months. So I do want to thank all of you guys for that. So, but this has been the last LFG season 3 recap show here on the EVP show. Like I said, I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say yes. There is a possibility I could cover season 4. We're just going to have to play it by ear and see where I'm at. Channel-wise, growth-wise, schedule-wise, life-wise, because, at the end of the day, life comes up too. So once again, thank you to everybody that's taking the time out, to Greg and to Reg and Miami, Panavase, everybody that's retweeted and marketed. Thank you so much to everybody for allowing me to be able to cover this show. Like I said, kind of, sort of, a little bit, bittersweet. I definitely got to cover a whole entire season, something I wasn't able to do. I didn't really want to get away from this or TNA, but it's so hard to get people with it being so late. So thank you guys once again. I have a lot of content coming. We got the NXT Heatwave prediction show coming up on the 26th. I still have a spot or two open, so if you guys are interested, make sure that you comment on my post. I'll be spamming it until it's full, and then me and Tribal Kingpin have 5 spots left in that fantasy football league. And we definitely want to try to get filled up before the draft date, which I've set for August the 30th. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back. Well, before I do that, I am live on YouTube. So if you are watching live on YouTube, please hit that like button. It helps in the algorithm, helps my stream, helps my channel, helps everything all around. Also live on my X page and DW Television X page. Follow DW Television on X and also DWE Media page as well on X. So everybody affiliated with DWE Television, starting off with the CEO himself, Miami the Great. I believe he was live. He'll be live Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern inside the NFL Mile with Miami, and also Thursday. You can catch that on DWE Television. Also catch it on Talk It Up podcast and also on Twitch as well. Miami and Final Boss Baby with 2 Bs, the CFO and the HR of DWE, were live yesterday with the DW Radio. So make sure you guys always tune into that on Saturdays. Great show, great content. Definitely enjoyable. I listen to it on my day off. So I definitely enjoy being able to listen to them and put their content out on my day off. Yesterday was my first day off in over 20 days. So I definitely tapped in, listened to them, and they were great. So make sure tune in to DW Radio on Saturdays. You can find that on DW Television X page, on Talk It Up podcast on YouTube, DW TV and DW Television on Twitch, and also on Spotify. There's over 20 something episodes on Spotify. So make sure you tune into that. Shout out to the world of Greg. Him and Kyle the Man Anthony, you can catch them every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern live for the rundown. They'll be live tomorrow, or later on today. It's Monday already, but to go over the entire Monday Night Raw card with you. So look forward to so you guys tap into them later on, or tomorrow, Monday, whatever, 7 p.m. Eastern for the rundown. Speaking of Kyle the Man Anthony, Wednesday. This coming up Wednesday, you can watch it on the DW Television page. You can watch it on my X page or also on my YouTube page. Kyle is the host. I'll be joining him Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Queens of WWE episode number 9. Should be a lot to talk about coming out of SmackDown, NXT, and Raw, especially with the Chelsea Green injury and so forth and so on. Shout out to Reg, as well as After Sun Podcast on X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, the Smoke Session Podcast, and the Sports Jedi Network, and everyone affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. I will be back shortly to tell you guys where you can find me on my socials and what I have coming up for you guys this week.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
All right. Once again, this has been the final show of LFG for season 3 for me on the EVP show. I may be back for season 4. Just we'll see how it goes. I don't want to say yes and don't want to say no because you never know. But thank you guys so much for coming and tapping in with me every Sunday for 2 shows. It's been great. You guys are killing it on Scoops. So thank you for all the support. It's definitely my #1 show on YouTube, and it's not even close. So yeah, thank you for that. So as part of my social media platforms, you scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but you can find me on X. All my links are in my bios. On X at EVPCJP. At the top of my X page is my YouTube. Make sure to share that, retweet it. We are 80 away. You saw 2 people win cash tonight. $125 given away. They've already been paid. The next stop is 400 subscribers, and like I said, definitely a good cash prize for that, and for 500 subscribers as well. So hit that retweet button. You never know, we're 80 subscribers away from 400, so we're on the road to 400. And that's just how it is. You got to get compensated for showing up and showing out. So that's just how it is. So on Instagram, it is a business account, but my YouTube is in my bio. You can find all my upcoming videos that Miami the Great and World of Greg have made for my upcoming streams. You can see the raw ones are already out. So you can find me on Instagram, EVPCJP. TikTok, same thing, same as Instagram. Business account, YouTube is in my bio. All the upcoming videos for my stream. You can find me at Brady the Goat 21. That's at BRADY Goat 21. Last but not least, most importantly, we are on the road to 400 subscribers, so we can give somebody 250 smackaroos. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and turn that notification bell on, and come and join me for my daily wrestling content. If you're not able to find my YouTube channel on any of my social media platforms, go to that search bar in the top corner and type in at the EVP Show. You'll see over 1,000 live videos, 400 or 500 YouTube shorts, and a couple of pre-recorded videos. And if you are subscribed, turn that notification bell on. Come and join me for some daily wrestling content. So what I have coming up next tomorrow night, after you watch the rundown, make sure you watch the rundown with the World of Greg and Kyle at 7 p.m. Eastern. Come join me at 11 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night for the Raw recap show. And then Tuesday night is Title Tuesday on NXT. Join me at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time for the NXT recap. Wednesday, I will be live as the co-host, joining Kyle the Man Anthony at 8 p.m. Eastern time for Queens of WWE episode number 9. And then Thursday, we switch gears back to reality television. Who won the HOH? Who won the BB Time Capsule this week? Who are the 3 nominees? Who won the Golden Power of Veto? Was the Golden Power of Veto used? Will there be a power play this week? Who will be the 3 nominees going to the BB Blockbuster competition on Thursday night, eviction night? Who will be the last 2 sitting in the eviction chair? Who will be joining Rome and Lyric and Ashley and Jason as the 5th member evicted from the Big Brother house? Tune in Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for the Big Brother Season 28 Week 5 recap show. And then Friday night, SmackDown starting to heat up. Saw Tatum Paxley debut this past Friday. What will Charlotte, Tatum, and Alexa have in store for Jade and the Baddies? Come tune in at Friday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the SmackDown recap show. And then Saturday, I'm off. But come tap in next Sunday. Someone will be getting another free month into the exclusive news channel because we got over 10 likes today. Join me for only one show. LFG over after tonight. Join me at 6 p.m. Eastern this next Sunday for Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP, as we're on our way to NXT Heatwave, Sunday night's main event, and Money in the Bank in New Orleans, Louisiana, hometown. So with that being said, guys, that's my schedule for this coming up week. Thank you guys so much for participating and showing up for Sunday Night Scoop earlier, and obviously thank you guys so much for showing up for this entire season of LFG. I appreciate everybody's support. This is my last episode of LFG, so maybe I'll see you guys back for LFG Season 4. No promises, but if the schedule permits, I definitely will be back for Season 4. That being said, guys, this is it for the LFG Season 3 recap show here on the EVP Show. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Go to sleep. It's late as hell. Don't let work kick your ass tomorrow on a Monday. Just remember that Monday Night Raw is coming on, so we got a fresh start to a fresh week. But I will see you guys tomorrow for the rundown with World Greg and Kyle, and then back here at 11 p.m. Eastern for the Raw recap show. I am the EVP from the EVP show and the golden boy of TWE, and TWE is the only place to be. Enjoy your rest of your night. Don't let Monday kick your ass. Come back and join me at 11 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night for your Raw recap show. Good night, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to the LFG Season 3 recap show here on the EVP show. Good night.